This is not a Lexus. It has a big L on the hood, but this isn't. This is a Nissan Laurel. Sure, this looks like a Lexus badge, but it's not. Because there's no such thing as Lexus in Japan. So Nissan can take the L. This is a 1995 Nissan Laurel Medalist V Turbo. Now this is the car for you if you've matured beyond Skylines but you still want to go fast. Now there aren't many cars like this in the United States and Canada. There's nothing really to compare this car to. But go with me here on this. The closest cousin, or maybe spiritual cousin, to a Nissan Laurel in North America that isn't a Japanese car is, get with me, the Mercury Marauder. Both are high-performance sedans which borrow their power from youthful coupes. The Marauder uses the Mustang Cobra SVT engine, and the Nissan Laurel uses the Skyline engine. And both cars don't advertise their power with spoilers or body kits. Both make a point to boast about their comfort and size. And also, this is important, both of these cars complement the owner through advertising for their maturity. You are an adult. You do like a steak dinner and a bold red wine, but you also and you don't stop. Senators and prime ministers salute you from the sidewalk as you fornicate like a mastodon. Today's episode of Regular Car Reviews is sponsored by Wolfbox and their G900 Pro dual dash camera. As if I need to make a convincing argument why you need video proof of what's going on out there. Just look at what I caught just driving around the greater Philadelphia area in my 1996 Honda JA4 today. Oh, here comes Porsche man using the left turn lane as a passing lane because he can't wait. I swear I'm not picking on Porsches, but here's an SUV getting frustrated with my small K car, only for me to catch up with him because the regional rail line came through. Oh, you just got septed. The G900 Pro attaches very quick with a 12-volt outlet, and it also comes with a fuse kit for you to wire it up to a switchable 12-volt source. Unlike factory rear-facing cameras, you can leave this one on all the time, so you can see out the back even when your car or truck or van is filled up with cargo, so your normal mirrored rear view mirror won't work. And you don't have to replace your rear view mirror. This one attaches firmly around it. And you can switch between the smart glass or the video feed from the rear camera just by pressing the orange button on the bottom. And you can switch between the front camera and rear camera just by swiping left or right. It has GPS too if you want to back up for your phone. And this bit matters to me. It records to a micro SD card so I can transfer my content right to my PC and upload all the Philly comedy and make content out of it. Of course, you can also snatch the footage off with your phone using their app and the camera's built-in Wi-Fi. So here are the specifications for this camera. The front camera records in 4K, the rear camera records in 2.5K, and they cover both your blind spots front and rear. The image sensor is an IMX578 with 8 megapixels of resolution and enhanced daytime clarity. For nighttime driving, it has 2D NR and 3D NR noise reduction for reduced glare and clearer footage at night. The camera has Wi-Fi at 5.8G, and that's compared to traditional 2.4 gigahertz, which is 2 megabytes a second. This gives you 8 megabytes a second, so you don't have to wait so long for the footage to transfer to your phone. Enjoy hands-free operation by managing basic dashcam functions via voice commands, allowing you to stay focused on driving. Oh, it also has a G sensor in here, so if you're hit or someone backs their car into you, it's going to know, and its onboard battery will just click on immediately so you'll catch the person, opening their door into you, God forbid. So check out the link in the description and get 25% off the G900 Pro with code WPPROCAM25. Again, click on the link in the description and that gives you 25% off for the G900 Pro dashcam with code WPPROCAM25. Now, back to the Honda Laurel.
You are not a child. You are not buying a Skyline or a Mustang anymore. You have responsibilities and a family, and you need 4 doors and usable back seats. But Cecil Stedman and Tony Stark have both studied your bust under electron microscopes, and your sperm are doing lateral raises with 80-pound dumbbells. But Nissan knows you're middle-aged. So they made a point in the brochures to put a nice little diagram of your spine to say that these seats are orthopedically soothing. Oh, you mean I can drive for 3 hours and my back won't hurt? I won't have to pregame with ibuprofen before a road trip? Yes, I'll buy. So why are there so many variants of this car? You have the Club S, you have the Club S Type X, you have the Club S Turbo, you have the Club X Turbo Type X, you have the Medalist, you have the Medalist V Turbo, and the Grand Cruise. Well, I don't really have an answer for you. This may be a differences in cultures between North America and Japan. Normally, North America, we have the base level car, the mid tier, the top tier, and maybe if the car is worthy of it, some sort of special edition, right? Or some performance like SVT or TRD or something like that. But not in Japan. They have many versions of the same car, like with so many different trim levels. And I think it has something to do with Japan not really having a dealer network like they do in the United States. They have more direct sales. You know, they're not really called dealerships, they're just called stores there. So the manufacturers have, like a wider menu of cars for different people. I mean, in the US and Canada, we understand that most cars are cheap, middle of the road, luxury version. But I'm interested, if you've worked in Japan or something like that, or if you're an importer, shout out to Tiki Bunny Imports, maybe you have an answer for this. Why the Japanese culture love all these micro variants between cars. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. One of the things you don't see in all these options, though, is leather. It's very, very difficult to find a leather optioned upholstery in Japan. Only cloth or fine lamb's wool. Leather just isn't seen as a luxury option, and it doesn't have any joie de vivre. I think it's because you can't fake cheap cloth seats. You can fake cheap leather, pleather, naga hide. You can fake leather. You can fake expensive leather because it's going to feel fine for a little while, but once cheap leather, gets some wear in it, oh, that's bad stuff. But cheap cloth is cheap from the get-go. I mean, you know it the moment your skin touches it, like a bus seat or a work uniform at an amusement park or a padded bench at an urgent care or the carpet at a flipper condo. Ugh. Oh, but when your bare upper thighs hit soft, delicate, room temperature cotton, like high expensive cotton, like, high thread count, or lamb's wool, you'll get to bust like Jimmy Bustason.
Here I am in Owings Mills, Maryland, at Maryland Public Television, for the debut screening of The Last Independent Automaker, produced by Joe Ligo and featuring interviews with Senator Mitt Romney and legendary automotive journalist John Davis. I'm Jimmy Bustason, and I hope I don't bust.
Are used to people referring to AMC as
no!
Nissan Laurel, the gentleman Skyline. Yeah, you could probably kit this out, modify it to be like a traditional Skyline. Lord knows these cars got the VIP treatment, but that's like spending money to travel halfway around the world just to take the same holding up the Leaning Tower of Pisa picture like everybody else. No, this isn't for that. This is JDM caviar. It's class without announcement. It's privilege without pride. It's kind of a boring looking car, but what makes this car special is how inconspicuous it is. Unless you're a car person, the only reason you'd notice this is because the driver is on the opposite side. It's old-fashioned, but not distractingly so. Stylistically, it has this bluish, slate gray cloth interior that's like the floor of every mid-tier mall arcade in 1994. None of the bright, zigzag colors of the 80s, but the same vibes of trying to be cool on a budget design. It also has considerate trunk space, considering how small this car really is. Yeah, it's a large car by Japanese standards, and I'll get to that in a bit, but Roman's Toyota Camry is bigger than this. And it's not a big car by any stretch, but it's closer to acceptably American dimensions than this import, which is the automotive equivalent of an entree at a high-end restaurant. The front and rear windshields provide generous visibility, especially when you're driving on the different side of the car than you're used to, but you live in left-turn country. Typically, you drive a JDM car in this area of Pennsylvania, you're going to be more screwed than a Cybertruck in a thunderstorm. Potholes, gridlocks, tar snakes, salt, and the selfishness of make way for me. An entire state of people in Silverados and Altimas riding high on the vintage of their own farts, suffering under the yoke of their poor time management. JDM cars, by their similar stature, make for easy targets for angry people. For selfish people, for people who are afraid of the other and don't know what to do with those feelings because in their mind, therapy money is better spent at Buffalo Wild Wings. But the Laurel is too inconspicuous for toxic curiosity. And even better, it has the power to be able to get around it. The road was crowded for most of our filming day today, but this had no real trouble keeping up when we needed to merge or pass or get up to highway speeds. The Laurel is mean and fast, but it isn't presented that way. It's like having Superman, but marketing Clark Kent. Ah, the engine. There it is. The RB25 DET. The 2.5-liter turbo straight six, straight from the Skyline. Yes, there are many versions of the RBs, but we can say that yes, this is a Skyline engine. Now, Chris dynoed this, and it made 253 horsepower and 230 pound-feet of torque at the wheels. Now, Nissan said this made 250 horsepower crank. I love this era of Japan. Yep, underrated everything. Oh, no, this makes 250. We're staying with, no, we're not making anything crazy. Oh, you know RBs have plenty left in these blocks. And there's not really an issue getting parts for this. I mean, the aftermarket support in the United States and Canada is wonderful for the RB engines. Anything you need, you can get. I would rather have a JDM RB than a USDM rotary. That's not to say there aren't going to be problems. Here's a little one. The washer fluid reservoir. We've seen this issue before with S13s, the Silvias. This is just a poor quality plastic bottle that's way too close to the gap between the hood and the quarter panel. This is a manufacturing defect on Nissan's part. Just enough light, a sliver of light gets in here and cooks these washer bottles. It just turns the plastic into sand, and they all rot out. So if you have one of these cars and it hasn't turned to sand yet, don't touch it. Don't touch the washer reservoir. It'll crumble. But you should get a Laurel because they're cheap, because they're not Skylines.
But it's a grandpa who fucks.
It's like you get Skyline performance without the Skyline price tag. Of course, in Japan, Japanese drivers did have to pay a pretty hefty tax. While we're on the subject of government dues, you see, the C34 generation of the Laurel, this 7th gen, had a larger body than its predecessors. So Japan classified this as a large car, no matter the engine option, whether it was the 2.8-liter diesel, the 2.5-liter turbo, or the 2-liter base. Because this is classified as a large car in Japan, it means higher taxes, more expensive inspections, and a pricier registration than the Laurel used to have, which might explain why it only got one more generation after this one. It priced itself out of the market. So, long after the Japanese economic miracle, if someone was interested in a new car, why are they going to buy the expensive Laurel? They made Skylines as 4-doors around the rest of the country. Why don't you just buy the cheaper one? It's like, why are you buying a Lincoln when you can just buy a Ford and pay less? And also, the Laurel never came with manual transmissions, so that's another knock against it for enthusiasts. If I had to find fault with this one, it's the exhaust, and I know the exhaust is new. It's droney. Nick in the back seat couldn't hear what we were saying in the front seats. The car sounds fantastic when it's idling, and it's not too bad up here, but sometimes when you get rid of resonators, and my nose told me that there was no cat here, when you get rid of resonance acoustics, what happens at highway speeds is sometimes you get this sound, and it hits this perfect frequency, and while it's not loud, it just sort of drowns out everything else in the car. You may have experienced this in a school bus, especially the old ones with the Ford IDI diesels. At a certain speed and certain engine RPM, you can't hear a thing. It's like suddenly there's like noise cancellation machines everywhere around you, and you hear this like oscillation in your brain. And that's what I'm experiencing here driving this. So not every aftermarket exhaust system is made the same. But in the grand scheme of things, you have to try pretty hard not to be charmed by this, because the Nissan Laurel has the sort of quiet, unassuming confidence that suggests a car that can surprise you, but doesn't feel the need to show it in its styling or presentation. It's subtle. And that's enduring in a time where cars bludgeon you over the head with what they can do, while ultimately not doing all that much. So what is it like to drive? Well, the Nissan Laurel Medalist V-Turbo drives like every mid-1990s salaryman executive sedan. It's dry and polished, like Hank Hill's handshake or Wayne from Letterkenny's general expression. No over or understeer. Until pushed, and then the turbo lights, and it goes on an ass-kicking binge. And that's, I think, the real selling point about this. No one knows it's fast, and especially in the United States and Canada, no one looks at Laurels. But the fun thing about it is when you need to go fast, you just roll into it. And that turbo lights, and suddenly there's more power and more power and more power and more power. Oh, you think this car's stopping? Oh no! This old square thing from the 90s ain't stopping. It's not slowing down. Oh, suddenly, yeah, you can't keep up anymore. It's like Master Roshi whipping out the Kamehameha for the millionth time. You think he can't do it? He can do it. What if everybody in this sales brochure was shitting themselves?
I've just soiled myself. I've just soiled myself.
I've just soiled myself.
I have 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 just soiled myself.
I'm just soiled myself. I've just soiled myself. You think I'm tired of this joke yet? I have just soiled myself. I have just soiled myself. I have to interrupt the shoot. I'm about to shit my pants. I had coffee and bagels and coffee, and here you go, Nick.
Clown cart. Shouldn't the bagels have firmed things up?
It was raisin bagels.
Oh no!
Raisin bagels and cream cheese.
Raising the chance of shitting your pants, apparently.
Okay, a little bit of drowning, very.
I mean, worst come to worst, I'm pretty sure there's porta-johns down there. They would have to have it open on a weekday. You'd think.
Yeah.
But you can never be sure. I mean, you can leave it running if you want.
That was interesting. It didn't, I accidentally turned it the wrong direction. I tried to start it again. It didn't let me. It didn't fire. It didn't go.
It does that only, I feel like, when it's cold.
Poop time, poop time, poop rhyme, poop time. Running. Ding dong, who's there? It's me, Problems. Who put the hump in the Humpty Hump? Who put the ram in the ram? This is like Mercedes, because because on some of their head units that had the CD changer in the trunk, they had this button. They had a tape deck inside. My mom had a SLK 230 or something. I forget. It's the rich man's Miata of the early 2000s. There's my brake and. Uh-oh. How do I release the parking brake? That didn't do it. Uh-oh. Did I just screw this all up? I think I did something. How do I take the parking brake off? Okay, is there a trick to using it?
I don't think so. I think you just pull it up. Or,
did you ever put, uh-oh.
What do you think, you locked it? Or try pushing it? Or that button there for the parking brake release and then pull up?
Oh, you do both. Oh, thank goodness.
I never use it, I'm sorry.
Why would they have...
Sorry.
It's not your fault, it's Nissan's. Why would they... Who would have think to do both of these at the same time? I guess it's like a weird safety. I would have never thought to do that. I would have never thought to do that. And the parking brake doesn't go click, 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 click. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much. I'd like to tell you about our Patreon. They're making fun of me in the background. Hey. Our Patreon. You want more regular car reviews? You get more regular car reviews. For only $1 a month, you get... Matt. For only $1 a month, you get our podcasts, alternate takes of the videos, dirtier versions of the videos that have all the stuff that I can't talk about on YouTube anymore. Plus Patreon exclusive content, and it's $1, man. For less than a Costco hot dog, you can keep regular cars going. Honestly, if everybody who watched this video join our Patreon for $1, RCR would become unstoppable. There's no telling what we would be able to do. All the trips we're going to take, but we are going to do wonderful things with the Patreon. We're going to be going on more road trips, more fun adventures, all the fun stuff that I know you want to see. So please, go to Regular Car Reviews Patreon. The link's right here. Heck, I'll even put a QR code here. How do you like that? No, now Brian has to put a QR code in here.
You can always just do another take.
Yeah. All right.
Join the Patreon.
Join the Patreon.
This time.
Regular Cars Patreon. It's only $1. Thank you so much for liking this video, and thank you for liking Regular Car Reviews.